The Learning Journey, in association with Turn It Up Tuesday, presents Did You Know, hosted by Ross Audio. This week, the Did You Know session will focus on a scientist that many believe was a killer scientist. He had a connection to Puerto Rico, and when he left that country, he left the population in trouble. What is most hurtful about this situation is that many believed it was possible that he got away with mass murder and was later rewarded by the United States of America. The name of this scientist is Cornelius P Rhoads. Cornelius was born in 1898. His father was an ophthalmologist, which suggests that Cornelius was from a well-to-do background and, of course, with privileges. He attended university and graduated in 1920. He then went on to attend the Harvard Medical School, earning his degree in medicine in 1924. In 1929, he gained an opportunity to work with the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research. Rhoads would work several projects and eventually find himself in Puerto Rico doing research with colleagues. His actions made it clear that he had no respect for the people of Puerto Rico. According to Rhoads, one night, after having a few drinks, he realized his car was vandalized, and he was so upset that he wrote a letter to a friend, stating that they, the Puerto Ricans, are beyond doubt the dirtiest, laziest, most degenerated, and thievish race of men ever inhabiting this space. It makes you sick to inhabit the same island with them. They are even lower than the Italians. What the island needs is not a public health work, but a tidal wave or something to totally exterminate the population. It might be livable. I have done my best to further the extermination process by killing off 8 and transplanting cancer into several more. The latter has not resulted in any fatalities so far. The matter of consideration of patients' welfare plays no role here. In fact, all physicians delight in the abuse and torture of these unfortunate subjects. He did not mail the letter, but the letter was discovered. A staff member found the letter and alerted others. And of course, when Rhoads heard about the discovery of the letter, he apologized. And before things got out of control, he left for the United States, leaving the people of Puerto Rico worried about what had happened and wanting to find answers. However, many believe that the letter Rhoads wrote was his confession of mass murder. Various nationalists suggest that Rhoads' action could be seen as a way for the United States to plot the extermination of Puerto Ricans. In 1932, after an investigation, the governor accepted the findings of a report. And of course, Rhoads was clear. The report suggests that there was no evidence found or uncovered to support the written statement made from Rhoads, who had written the letter. Rhoads would leave Puerto Rico for the United States, where he would have a career as one of the leading scientists in the fight against cancer. He became known as a cancer fighter, and he would be featured in the Times magazine in 1949. One writer, in his book about Cornelius P Rhoads, says he was a pioneering physician, a research scientist as brilliant as he was arrogant and self-destructive, who recognized that poison was both a killer and a cure. Rhoads carried out experiments that would not have been conducted in the United States. He did these experiments only on individuals that were not white. He even tried to introduce disease into people. He was allowed to practice without penalty and went on to work with the US military to create weapons. I guess he was being true to himself. One writer stated, after Rhoads had died, that the letters were actually letters of confession, and it was no joke. The writer suggests that United States covered up Rhoads' evil deeds. It is revealed that in 1982, one Puerto Rican social scientist discovered information that a second letter was destroyed. This letter again was written by Rhoads and was worse than the one before. The information came from a letter written by Governor Beverly to the Rockefeller Foundation. My question is, what could have been more damning in the second letter? Rhoads' letter was written when people in our society escaped from being held accountable for their evil deeds against humanity. In 2002, Edwin Vasquez, a biology professor at the University of Puerto Rico, came across Rhoads' letter that was written in 1932. He contacted the American Association of Cancer Research about the nature of the letter and demanded that they rescind the award given to Rhoads. The American Association for Cancer Research claimed they did not know anything about the letter, but rescinded the award based on the offensiveness of the letter. On August 1959, Rhoads died of a heart attack at the age of 61. He was still the director of the Solon Clittering Institute for Cancer. The New York Times would showcase his achievement without mentioning his evil deeds. Using his own words, do you agree that this man's heart was filled with hate and filled with racism and filled with the worst evil you can possibly think about? Do you believe that people like Rhoads are still around us? If so, how can we protect ourselves from them? It seems as if back in the 1920s to the 1950s, the United States lost its moral compass. From the radiation experiments by MIT researchers on disabled children, to race-specific germ warfare testing on African American employees. See the description on my YouTube channel for more of these experiments. My final thought, would the outcome be different if a black man had written such a letter? As the Jamaican saying goes, puss and dog no have the same luck. Over to you, Rossi.